Hey guys, what's up? It's Condor here. I've been reading through some of the comments, some of the PMs that I've been getting lately, and I wanted to address one of the biggest concerns it seems with the game, which is getting gold. Um, People in general don't like grinding. In the game itself, there's a lot of different ways to make gold between trade packs and auction house and crafting and farming and just all kinds of ways to make money. Um, but people are always looking for newer and better ways. The one thing that I will state about that is that it does take some knowledge to make money on a consistent basis. And the ways to make a profit week over week change. You can't have the same way of making a profit now as you did a month ago. A month ago, you could literally just grind. If you grinded out coin purses for 5 or 10 hours a day, you would make quite a bit of money. I mean, I could grind out almost 200 in an hour, and then in those 200 you make 12 gold purely just from the gold that you get out of it, and possibly another 50 or so gold off of all of the crystals and stuff that you got out of it, sun points, moon points, all that stuff that came out of it. So with that in effect, I will start doing a series. Maybe I'll do it on Mondays, like today's Monday, and I'm getting to it right now, so we'll see what happens as far as which day of the week that I do it on. But every week I'll try to bring you guys a new tip, something that I'm doing at the time in order to make extra cash. This will be the exact process in which I am doing my money making. So to start off this week, I'm going to work with a little bit of the labor points, some of the crafting stuff that I'm doing currently in order to make money. As you can see right here, we're looking at the current prices for lumber. So for 100, it's about 22 silver. I can tell you before it was 26 when I was actually doing this. I didn't get time to make a video at that time, but it seems to have dropped a little bit. Anything over 20 is pretty average. But here's what I'm looking for. This guy listed this way too low. You could put a bid on that. It probably wouldn't stand, but you could do it. Anyways, so looking at these, what you can do is you can tell that, so 21.98 is the actual buy price for this. So of that, if I was to sell 100 right now, it takes 10% out. So you're going to make about 19 gold off of it, approximately. Well, 19 and a half or so. It's an approximation. You can figure it out yourself if you really want to, but about 19 and a half gold. To make that 19 and a half gold, you have to have, for 100, you'd have to have 300 logs. It's log. For one, someone's trying to, oh, and it did work too. See, he already grabbed it. That's how people make money as well. They'll put them real low, and as you can see, this guy accidentally listed them at the same price. You can try to grab those if you see them. Anyways, so moving on, you would need 300 logs in order to do that. So right now, logs are going for, let's just go to this one because it's easier. If I bought 300 at this price, it would cost me approximately 16.5. So you only make 3 gold or something off of every 100 lumber that you made. This morning, however, when I had bought the logs low, when I see them low, 4.7 is too low. You have to buy at 4.7. Even 5 is pretty low, and I'll buy for 5. So what I do is I keep an eye on this. I don't buy at 6. These are all really high. That's 18 gold per 300. So that's a little bit too much for me. So what I'm doing here is I want to buy my logs at less than or equal to 15 gold per 100, or per 300. so that I can sell them off. And when I sell them off, I will sell them off for somewhere between 19, and this is profit, 19 and 24, depending on the prices. Keep your eye on the prices because they fluctuate throughout the week and with the weekends. Usually on weekends, prices plummet because everybody's on and they're throwing all kinds of stuff into the market. So that's one of the things that you have to keep an eye on. If you know the times to buy and sell these things, so like this morning when I logged on, these were at about 5.5, and then the lumber was going for nearly 26. So when you see lumber at 26, you go, yeah, that's a huge profit. That's 10 gold per 100 that I have. So I will create these logs because I'm leveling that anyways. I will create the logs in the lumber when they're nice and low. I'll find them. I'll only take them for less than 5 or at 5, and then I will only sell them when the stacks are of lumber for 100 is over 23 gold. 22 sometimes I'll push, but I mean at 22 you can figure out that you're gonna make about 19.8. You bought them for less than 15, so you're making 4 gold per 100 stacks. I have to make a lot and a lot of stacks. So if you're talking about doing this in the thousands, you're talking about a huge amount of gold. So don't just go out here and buy, even if you have to level it, don't go out and buy them and take a loss on it just because you're in a hurry. Because in the grand scheme of the game, that's hundreds and hundreds of gold that is down the drain. Make sure that you're always cognizant if you're doing some type of crafting of what the normal price is, what the low price is, and what a high price is for the given materials that you're using, so you can make the most profit out of that. Just this alone, this is all I've done in the last day. I haven't really been playing much. As you guys know, I watch a lot of American football, so I don't play a lot on the weekends, especially on Sundays. So I went from 5 gold to right around 265 gold with just this. Granted, that's about 10,000 labor points that I used up, but I mean, you're talking about over 200 gold profit just by looking at these. Logs went down to like 3 silver one night, and I just bought a ton of them. And then lumber went up to 25 or so gold per 100, so I sold them all off. And just being aware and not being in a rush to buy and sell everything immediately to buy something new is a huge gain. I can't stress enough how much money just goes down the drain in buying and selling. That's why so many people can make a living off of just playing the auction house, because they can buy when it's low, sell when it's high, and there's huge profit to be gained there. And you don't have to sit for hours and hours doing it. Log on to the auction house, I type in log, I check, and I see 528. That's a little high yet. And then you have this guy. If you wanted to, you could just sit around and refresh on this guy and see someone bought it already, and see if someone pops in there if you want to steal it. I don't do that myself. It takes too much time. I don't like sitting there, but it is a way. Here you can see what I was selling them at before, because one didn't sell. So 27.96 it was up to. That's over a 10 gold profit, and I'm making at least 10 stacks of lumber at a time. So I mean, when you guys see it, that's 100 gold just for crafting. So that'll be my tip for today. As always, I'll come back. I'll make a new one next week and the week after and keep doing this over and over again so you guys get an idea of how I'm making the money that I am without putting a huge amount of time. The biggest time consumption in doing this is actually making the lumber, because you have to make it one at a time, and it takes forever to get rid of 5,000 labor points just doing it 5 at a time and having to wait for that crafting time. So that's my tip for this week. That's all I have for you today. I'm sure I'll make a video either tomorrow or the next day with some more stuff. But until then, peace.